Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Doing all right. That's fine.
I'm doing well, man. How are you? Yes.
Yeah. You know?
I am here and I am alive.
Yeah. Okay, so, and this is not, I understand this isn't gonna resonate with a lot of people, but have you ever, have you ever been through a major storm?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what were some of the major storms that you went through in life so far? Do you remember them by name?
No, because the ones we get in the Midwest don't get names because they just happen a lot. You just get tornadoes and you get blizzards. There was in Chicago, the polar vortex. That was a big one because that was where it was like crazy cold, like a lot of snow, but also like the coldest it had like ever been in like 100 years or some shit. But so that's the only one that had a name. But otherwise, out here it's just like reason to get in basement is what you that's what you get around here.
Yeah. I feel like they can't know that stuff. They can't know it's like the worst storm in 100 years and it has been this cold. It's like whenever they say that, I'm like, what are you going by? Like, I understand
records. They have records.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, I don't really trust our Doppler
numbers
radar against like someone who was just using like a regular mercury thermometer back in 1902.
Well, they don't always go with that. But I mean, thermometers haven't really changed in how they work. So if it reads -7, it's -7. Like that's not just because it's digital doesn't mean it's different.
I understand, but you can't tell me that the first thermometer that somebody made, they thought to go negative.
Well,
do you see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm saying that like when I looked at thermometers when I was a kid, it started at 0. I never saw it go backwards.
Sure, but also the question is, we're using a Celsius thermometer because that's different too.
Yeah, but they still tell us in Fahrenheit.
Right, I know, but I'm saying it would make sense if your thermometer ended at 0 if it was Celsius, because that'd be freezing in Celsius,
Yeah.
Listen, I understand the point you're trying to make. You're an idiot, but
no. You do this all the time. Whenever I'm like on to something, you're like,
you are not onto something.
Your thing is dumb, but I somehow don't have a rebuttal.
Because my rebuttal would be the boring nature of just getting into how the weather records are kept. I used to work in TV news, so I worked with meteorologists and stuff too.
I understand,
part of why they always say it's our worst storm in 100 years, because that's where our records go back to. It's not because they're like, oh, definitely this is the one. It's just that's they've been keeping those meteorological records since that time. Yes, predictions have gotten different, but they can. After the fact, they know how to measuring how a storm affected after the fact hasn't changed much. There is other stuff, but they know precipitation, that way of measuring has existed for a long time.
I'm totally with you. Sure. I'm just saying, I'm not even talking about predictions. I'm talking about when they say, "Oh man, nothing is hit this hard in 200 years or whatever." Even the records. I'm just saying the records were kept in a way that was poorer than what we do now. So then I'm like, okay, now this being the worst storm in 200 years, the record from someone being like, well, this barn got blown clean off. So this is the worst storm I've ever seen. And then you track that all the way down to present day, where it's like, oh yeah, it knocked over a cement building.
They don't measure storms by buildings.
Hey, you don't know what they were doing back then, all right?
Yes, we do have the records. How they measure?
Nah. The records. Okay.
You see, and then this is what you do when I have valid points. You just go nah and repeat what I say.
I don't go
but in
nah.
a dumb
I go
guy
nah,
voice.
nah.
You go nah. Ooh, building. Like that's how you respond. And you always act like that's a valid rebuttal.
100%. Okay.
Yeah. You're a confident fool. That's what you are.
No, you are the fool. All right.
You're the fucking fool.
You are a fool. Okay.
You are a goddamn fool.
Remember that. All right. Before you go to sleep tonight, remember, I'm a fool. Before your eyes close.
I think every time I
Foolishly,
sign on to these
I am a
calls, because I'm like,
fool.
this is what I've done. This is what I've chosen to do with my life.
You are a fool.
You're a fucking fool.
You fool. Remember that. So anyway, the whole reason I bring it up is because there was this storm. Let me see. I think it was Kansas. There was a storm that hit Kansas really bad.
This is
And this,
like recently?
No. This is years ago.
Okay.
But
I was gonna say if it like just happened, cut in this part because this just seems rude.
No. Just hear me out. So basically, the storm hit Kansas, right?
Yeah.
But you know how when you're little and your mom will take you with her to the hairdresser or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a thing that I remember from when my mom took me to the salon with her and all these women were talking and stuff like that. And there's nothing to do but read magazines that I also don't care about. Like the magazines at the salon would have like maybe a Teen Vogue once in a while, and I could see what Avril Lavigne was up to. But outside of that, It was who was like, who was leaving who for who in Hollywood and all this stuff that I just at like 8, I didn't care about. But I remember this story that this woman under the dryer was telling, and I remember because she was telling it loud as hell, because you can't hear yourself as well when you're under the dryer. And there was this storm that was happening in like Kansas or something, and it was really bad. It was like make national news bad, right?
Yeah.
And this guy was supposed to be in Kansas on business. Okay. And his wife, so they don't live in Kansas. They live in some other state. But his wife sees the storm, because the storm happened like truly out of nowhere. Like, I'm pretty sure it was a tornado, but it like, there was really no warning. It wasn't like something that had been building or like the fronts were looking like it was going to develop or something. It was just came and went in like a matter of several hours,
Right.
And so that night when the storm was hitting and it was like making the news that this thing was happening, his wife was calling, right? Then the next day she can finally get a hold of him and she's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Like blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, babe, I'm fine. What's the problem? And this storm happening and him being fine and not knowing what she was talking about is how he got caught with another family. This dude had another family. So
another secret family.
And this is also my first.
I had a feeling I didn't want to call it out. I'm just like, this story ends with affair or secret family. Because that's where a lot of these stories end.
A lot of these people not being in danger, usually with another family. And then they're in danger when they get home.
But they're in danger, yes.
Yeah. But basically, I remember her yelling this story, right? And I don't know why it caught my attention, but I was just kind of like, that's like something, I didn't know what cheating was back then. I didn't know what any of the like things were. Yeah, but I was just like, the way that she had captivated the salon, I was all right, this story clearly means something,
Yeah. There's something good in this.
Yeah.
No, I feel that.
And then, as I got older, I was like, oh, okay. Secret family.
Oh, secret families. That's good stories. I'm going to make a podcast out of that.
Yeah. You really can't have them like you used to. Really can't.
We've talked about that.
No, I know. Yeah.
It's, I'm surprised when anyone. I just saw it. I didn't read the whole story, but it was a news headline that it was a guy. They had found a dead body like in a store or something like that. I can't remember what the detail was. And then they identified the body, and it was the body of a guy who had faked his own death to disappear from his family like 10 years earlier. I saw that when I was just like, man, it's hard to fake your own death and disappear too these days. Like that's
yeah. Not only that. Do you remember that Runaway Bride from like 2005?
Oh, vaguely. Yeah.
We were all, that was the most missing a white woman has ever been. Like that was that was truly wild, because I remember it must have been her family that paid for that billboard, but they did something initially that was big. I remember because they used to always cut to the billboard when they would do the story.
Yeah.
And it was truly wild. And then when they were like, oh, she's been like, she essentially gone girled herself, but it was because she got cold feet for her wedding, I think. Or at least that's what like the prevailing narrative became. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I vaguely remember that story, but I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah. It's not easy. It's not easy to fake your own death, have that secret family anymore. The good old days are over.
It's also like
used to just say, oops, I'm dead. Just leave, a pile of rubble somewhere and then go to the town over and go, I'm Brian here. Used to be able to do it that way.
I gotta look up when did Runaway Bride come out?
The movie would have came out late 90s or like 2001 or 2 or something like that,
because people started calling her the Runaway Bride, because like once they found out the whole thing. But it's like you can't not want to marry this dude that bad. It was one of those things where, okay, but you could at least let your family know you're all right.
Yeah. Or like somehow,
like, just call your mama is all I'm saying. I'm not.
Or the life you're running away from is already a second life. You know what I mean? Like it's like they were getting married,
so funny.
And then the invitation from that got to one of the people who they're in witness protection from, and it's just now it's just a mess. Now it's just a string of runaways. I did think of another, while you're looking that up, I thought of another storm. I think I just gotten back to Iowa. Or no, yeah, I was here. I lived here with Jess when it happened. But there was a storm, it was called like the derecho or derecho a couple years ago in Iowa. That is like, it's not a tornado, and it's not technically, it's not any other type of storm. It's literally just really, really hard winds happen at an instant and just level shit. Like, you want to talk about barns get knocked over. Like that, like fucked up Iowa. It was like a national emergency too. And like, that was one of those things where like, I didn't know that could happen. Like it was alarming to be like, oh my God, my state getting hit so hard. And then also being like, wind can just do that out of nowhere in the middle of the country. Cause it's like hurricane force winds just suddenly. And I'm like, I don't care for that shit at all. No, thank you. No, thank you, Mother Nature.
Yeah. No, it's bad.
Thanks for that dropping.
No, I'm just saying. It's like the way that you were describing, I was like, yeah, I don't know what I would do. I'm not like, when I saw the movie Twister, I was like, oh, that's not going to be me.
But at least you can like see those coming in the sky. You can see twisters beginning. Like the derechos or derecho, I forget how they pronounced it. Like that. Because one of my favorite things about being in a landlocked part of the country, in the middle here, is we don't have hurricanes. And then I was like, shit, we can get hurricanes? I didn't know that. I didn't know we could just get that now.
It is like, yeah. What do you call it? Is it the boom cyclone when it's like a tornado of snow?
I'm not sure what that's called. Snow clone?
I'm sorry that I asked. Yeah. Okay, I found it. So Runaway Bride came out in 1999.
99, okay.
Then
I said late 90s. I did say late 90s.
this Runaway Bride was in 2005. So still when
You nailed that, though. You said 05.
yeah, this is
This one stuck
wild.
with
Yeah, it really did because it's like this is dumb. This part is dumb. I can admit this is dumb. But when I was a kid, I'd hear and see so many things like this that I thought there were way more people. I thought there was an epidemic of people faking deaths in this country. Like you would see a couple of these a year, like a couple of these Runaway Bride things a year in different formats, like whether it was like a dude pretending he died for the insurance money and trying to collect it or whatever. And so you'd see it so much that in my head I was like, man, nobody really out here dying. Like
For a second, I thought you just meant like anybody that went missing, you assumed were faking their death or faking their disappearance.
No. I'm just,
like you see a milk carton with a kid on it, you're just like, man, he had some responsibilities. He
didn't do his homework. Like, he was like, I'm not doing this physics stuff. I'm out.
No, I'm just going to start fresh somewhere else. I'm just going to move to another town and say I'm just a short guy.
Oh, she didn't fake being missing. She faked being kidnapped.
Ooh, that's even better.
Let me see. Okay, 1 second.
Yeah. Let's dig into this. This late breaking news story from 2005.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it says so. Her name.
We're talking Twisters and Runaway Brides, and it's not a 90s movie roundup.
It's her name is Jennifer Wilbanks, and her husband Greg Hudson split in April after 11 years together. And this is from 2000. Oh, this is from last year. It was supposed to be a lavish wedding with 28 members of the bridal party. And
what do you mean it was from last year? What do you mean by
this article's from last year?
Oh, this is just like a recapping of the story.
Yeah. This recap is from last year. Okay. So right now I'm reading from people.com.
Oh, reputable news source.
Yeah. Just shout out to People. Okay.
Casting the widest net in news.
Yeah.
Oh, we cover People.
She was only out for like 3 days. That's insane. Let me see. Okay. All right.
What do you mean out for 3 days?
So I think this whole thing happened within a week. This wasn't like a weeks long search for her.
Didn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go. It was supposed to be a lavish wedding with 28 members of the bridal party and more than 600 guests. But just
did you say 28 members of the bridal party?
Yeah.
Hey, this is a message to everyone out there. Don't fucking do that. Have like 4. Jesus Christ.
But look,
that shit's
every bridal party. I'll tell you right now. Look. I'll tell you to the camera. Don't listen to Logan. All right. Have enough members in your bridal party to jump them in a gang. Okay. You want to be part of the bridal party, you got to get jumped in, okay?
28 members, that's a family. Just have a family. I don't know.
But just
it probably means more than just groomsmen and bridesmaids. It's probably just like whoever else. They're like, well, we got to give, cousin Sophia needs something to do. Otherwise, she's going to cause a fucking thing all day. So
yeah, she's going to pout.
Someone tried to put me because they felt bad not making me a groomsman. They wanted to put me in as honored guest. And I said, do not do that because that makes no goddamn sense. That is honor. If you do one, I've never heard of that before. And if you do that, I better be an 100-year-old man who lived through 3 wars.
Yeah.
I got to be someone they're surprised is there.
If you out here making me an honored guest, we will be enemies after that.
Yes. I can't just be some guy.
Just days before the April 2005 nuptials, the bride vanished without a trace, sparking a nationwide manhunt.
Notice how it wasn't a search, it was a manhunt.
Yeah. Her distraught family made the rounds on morning news shows and cable networks pleading for her return and saying that she wasn't the type of person to run off. But they were wrong. People knows how to like tell a story, because what people will do is that they'll leave you on a cliffhanger in the paragraph, put an ad. So right in the middle of she wasn't the type of person to run off, there is an ad for a Grinch hoodie for the for the holidays, and then as you scroll past the ad, but they were wrong.
Well, you'd hope they'd know how to structure it. They've had 17 years to cook up this article.
Yeah. Jennifer Wilbanks, then 32, was found 3 days later in Albuquerque, New Mexico. She claimed she had been kidnapped by a Latino man and a Caucasian woman while she was out for a run. She later recanted that harrowing story, admitting she'd actually fled Georgia on a bus because of personal issues. The wedding was called off, and she and fiance John Mason soon broke up. The case garnered international headlines, and Wilbanks was dubbed as the Runaway Bride. Wilbanks was criminally charged for lying to police, eventually pleading guilty to a felony count of making a false statement and receiving 2 years of probation, 120 hours of community service, and ongoing mental health counseling. A judge also ordered her to pay the sheriff's office $2,550 to cover some of the costs of searching for her, which this is too far. Because this is what I will say. As much money as the police waste not solving crime, you can't then just put the tab on the last person to get caught. You know what I mean? That's like when everybody's speeding and they finally catch the person at the back of, like, at the caboose, and now that person is like, oh, well, you know, I gotta give you an extra fast ticket because I couldn't catch the fastest guy.
I don't think that's how it works.
$2,550 is pitch and pennies. All right, it could have been an even $2,500.
I mean, that's also not much for for making a potentially nationwide search for somebody, and then you made it up. I mean, I get that. I understand that. And frankly, I'm surprised it wasn't more. $2,000. That's shit. I'll run away and fake my disappearance right now for $2,000. You kidding me?
That's wild. Okay, yeah. No, I'm with you. Fine.
You made like 200,000. Like, shit, man, don't do that. But now it's like, shit, I might fake it today.
But this is why it bothers me. She also agreed to pay $13,250 to the city of Duluth, Georgia, to help pay for the overtime costs the city incurred searching for her. Right. So it's like you got to pay the sheriff specifically for their little $2,500. And what's the $2,500 for, really? Because you didn't find her. So whatever y'all were doing wasn't working.
Feeding all them search dogs.
Get them off as prime rib steaks, okay? Start feeding them like regular dogs.
I'm just saying, I got a dog with prescription food. You kidding me? That shit's expensive. They make it a fleet of working dogs. I don't think they call it a fleet, but...
And now, 16 years later, Wilbanks is quietly living in Gainesville, Georgia, and working as an HR director at a telecommunications staffing agency where she has worked since 2015. You need to tell me all this.
She's in there as an HR person being like, listen, you can't run away from this conflict, and everyone being like,
Can't I?
Can't I, though? I feel like I can at least for a couple days. Don't you think, Steph?
She can at least never, call someone out for calling in sick when they weren't sick. That's one where it's like, you got to let it go.
Bro, you couldn't win an argument with your family ever again.
Yeah.
Because if she's ever just like, well, remember when you did this? Then it'll be like, do you remember when you made us thought you were kidnapped for 3 days?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
And
not to mention the wedding we fucking paid for.
Not just 3 days.
That didn't happen.
3 very important days. You didn't just get kidnapped on a Monday. All right. You pretended to get kidnapped while we were all gathered there to celebrate you.
All gathered there with rented clothes.
Yeah.
And then we had to go searching for you.
Nobody owned the pants they searched for you in.
Yeah. No one had a search tuxedo. No one's got one of those ready to go.
And if you do, you're a murderer. Okay.
If you do, you got bodies.
Yeah. Okay. Wilbanks fell in love again in 2010, this time with Greg Hudson, who owned a landscaping company. The couple got married, but people has learned that they quietly divorced in April. According to
they still got married?
No, this is a different guy.
Oh, different guy.
Yeah,
okay.
Different guy. And
when did they, not to go through all of her shit again, when did they get married? I'm sorry.
They got married in 2010. So it's like, you got 10 years in there. That's not
right.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
According to online court records, Greg Hudson filed for divorce in March and uncontested dissolution of the marriage. The divorce was finalized 30 days later, and the couple's assets were divided. As for the runaway bride incident,
this article is way too in their business.
I really hope that they never come. Like, when you think about it, this is a regular person.
Listeners.
This is a regular person.
This is a regular person.
And so the fact they went this deep on like a regular person is wild.
They can get in all of our shit.
That's too much.
That's too much.
Even as I was
Especially
reading
the other guy,
it,
he wasn't even there from the runaway bride thing. He just showed up later.
Yeah.
He showed up later, and then you know what? He didn't run away. He filed for divorce like a man. He walked up to her and said, "I'm done."
Yeah. This is going to be hard, but I'm going to say it to your face and save you the trouble of thinking I've been kidnapped.
Look, I'm not even wearing shoes, so you don't think I'm going to run anywhere.
Barefoot telling you to your face, this isn't working between us. Yeah. Shame, man.
What is?
The, like, I can kind of, for years on the, like, I've only thought about this thing 3 times in life. One, when it was happening.
This specific story.
One, when it was happening. Once, maybe in college when somebody mentioned it, because we were all kind of like, oh yeah, whatever happened with that, right? And right now. And
and I'd say that's one more than I've thought of it. I didn't have the time in college.
Even thinking about it now, I can honestly say I feel bad for anyone that feels the need to like just escape. Yeah. Just not deal with the thing and escape. But the way that you go about it is like, it's so like, I don't know if there's a different scenario that plays out. Like unless they found you in Albuquerque and you were like, well, they murdered me, so I can't go back. I'm dead. You're seeing a ghost right now. Like, the fact
that'd be a bold move if someone showed up like, aren't you that runaway? Ooh,
yeah,
avenge me. Yeah,
because I don't know if you remember this, but they went on like a wild goose chase for those 2 people for a little while.
I mean, I'm assuming. I don't really remember the story that well.
Yeah.
But.
So you can't. Oof.
Well, and it does really depend, obviously, on the whole story. There's, it depends why she was running away. Was it, an abusive situation, something, blah, blah, blah. But then you do hear about people running away. I didn't mean to blah, 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 something that heavy. But I just meant like that right there. Like, obviously, sometimes you don't know what to do, right? So you just panic. You're like, I've gotten too close. I got to get out of here. But you do hear stories about people who do it. And it's like they just kind of decided last minute, like, I don't think I wanna. And it's not like they were held hostage. It was just they didn't check in really with themselves until like right before. That always fascinates me.
Yeah, because
of how you could be so like, I don't know, out of touch with yourself and then suddenly be like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly.
Because then you do, and then on the other end too, you do have another person who's just like, what happened?
Yeah.
Where'd they go?
And also it's like that is the thing that sucks about that, is that it's like, even to what you said of like, now people are going to maybe question you and be like, were you doing something to them? And it's like, nah, I was not doing anything.
Yeah.
I was letting them plan a wedding they clearly didn't want.
I was just loving them and supporting them and hoping they were going to be near me.
Yeah. Like that, like
if that again, we don't know the full story. In that way.
We don't.
I mean, we might. People seems to have their fucking financial records. Look, I feel like if that's part of it, had been in there.
I will say, if this dude that she ran from is in any way a bad man, there have been multiple years and opportunities and distance to be like, oh yeah, I was just running from him. That I think people would like identify with way more.
That would make sense.
Yeah, I mean,
you could understand that,
and there's no reason to not throw him under the bus. You have national like attention, and you still made up that a Latino man kidnapped you.
Yeah, still had to go and blame someone else. Had to go blame a brown man is what you had to go do.
It was just it's very like Julianne Moore was in a movie exactly like this, except she lost a kid. Like her kid went missing. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And she was yeah, I think somebody black took him. Do you remember this?
Oh,
yeah.
Here's the thing. I went to a different Julianne Moore missing kid movie.
No, she got like 3.
No, I know. The one you brought up was Freedom Land.
Yeah, so there's
right?
Freedom Land,
which is based on a true story.
Yeah.
I went with The Forgotten, which is where aliens take the kid, like erase him from existence.
Yeah.
And I had a quick second of really trying to remember, was there a scene in that movie where Julianne Moore was just like, nah, some black guy took my kid.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, what kid? Because they disappeared him from existence. And if that movie took that hard of a racial turn, whoa, we'd still be talking about it today.
It's like, I feel like her and Jodie Foster cannot keep a hold of a kid in a movie.
Yeah, between the two of them.
It's just always some distress. Just like, what are you talking about? They were just, there's nothing that I love more than like a movie night in, and you're just chilling, but someone is screaming, "Where's my family?" You know what I mean? Like someone
on the TV, I'm hoping you mean.
Yeah. Someone on the TV is just grabbing people, and they're like, "My family, you've met them. Why can't anyone tell me where my family is?"
Oh, if you remember the movie Ransom, the Mel Gibson movie. You don't remember that one? Oh, okay. Well, it's just his son gets taken, but it has one of the best lines to just yell. It's very pleasing to yell. Just go, "Give me back my son!" It's so pleasing to just shout.
Did you ever see?
Try it. Give me back my son right now.
Give me back my son.
Come on.
Nah, I don't want him.
You didn't even try, you coward.
I don't want him. I really love the Halle Berry
By the
movie.
way, feel free to leave 5-star reviews that just says, "Give me back my son." It's my terrible call to action.
Did you ever see the trailer for that Halle Berry movie where she like, I guess she works at, I'm mixing up Halle Berry movies now, but I think she works at a crisis center, but then someone kidnaps her kid.
Woman? I don't know if I think you're mixing up too, because I think the one in the crisis center, it's not someone takes her kid. I think someone gets her on hold, and like there's someone who's being kidnapped.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so she does. I don't. Is that called Crisis? I'm not sure what that's called.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but
I have no idea.
The thing that's very funny in that trailer is like Sally and I laugh about it all the time, where she corners one of the people and she's like, "You took the wrong kid."
As if there would have been a kid, she'd have been fine with them taking.
It's like there's a kid that's like, nobody really likes Tyson anyway, so.
Yeah, you'd have taken Tyson. I wouldn't have really cared.
You
I'd have
took
followed up,
the
but I wouldn't have cared.
wrong kid.
Oh man. Wow, we went on some turns there.
Yeah. I don't even know. I don't even know where all that came from. I mean, I wanted to tell you about the salon thing for a little while, but
you mentioned like magazines and stuff at the salons. Do you remember highlights? Did you ever have highlights?
I didn't get the
fun ones.
No, I just didn't get the boner for highlights that everyone else had. Like I was just like, all right, it's there. It did not do it for me at all.
I think it's like, to me, it was the closest thing to like a kid's like magazine or workbook.
You know what?
When you're waiting for your mom to get her hair done or whatever, then it's like, all right, I can do a picture search thing.
This is what happened. This.
But then some kid would always have them fucking circled in like pen or crayon, and he ruined the fucking highlights. Sorry.
That's what would happen. So I would go to the doctor. I'd only ever see highlights at the doctor. I never saw them anywhere else, like no salons or like barbershops or anything like that. So I'd only see highlights at the doctor's office. And they were like, we had a lot of sick kids where I'm from. And so they were well worn by the time it got to me. That's probably why I didn't like them.
That is a loaded statement.
Well, look,
we had
just
a lot
like,
of sick kids.
all the puzzles were done. Like, it was nothing. It was like,
We had a lot of. Where'd you fucking live? Chernobyl? Like, we had a lot of sick kids.
I remember one time. This was like, in retrospect, this was very dumb of them because I was really little, and I remember this was so bad. I still feel bad about this when I think about it. I was still a very small child, but I specifically remember this time I went to the doctor's office and there was a kid that was noticeably younger than me crying. And the kid was crying because the kid was going to need a shot. And whether it had never had a shot before or it had only had one shot and was really painful and memorable, the kid was already crying about having to get a shot, right?
Okay.
And so then the parent looked at me and was like, tell her getting a shot's not that bad. And I was like, yeah. It's like I was trying to repeat the thing of like, yeah, it's not that bad. Like it's okay, right? And she slightly stopped crying a little bit, and then looked at me. And the mom was just like trying to get me to vamp about how shots weren't that bad. But I don't know, because I'm also like a kid, so I don't know what else to say. Like the first thing I said was just repeating what you said, And so then she's like, oh, come on. And so I was like, yeah, it's quick and it's over, really fast. And she's like, really? And I was like, yeah, I have to get them sometimes, like for medicine, or like I just start talking, right? But now she stopped crying. So now the mom is just like nodding and smiling and everything. And then I can't remember what I said, but out of nowhere, I was just like, yeah. And I mean, the last shot I got, the needle was only this big. And like, I have no. For
the listener, Josh held up a very wide space between his fingers.
Yeah, I just held up my fingers further than my head is apart.
Which, if you're a little kid, would like go through your arm.
Yeah. And so then I was just like, yeah, it's only like this big, and her eyes got wide and she freaked out and started screaming and crying more than she was before. And the mom, like, she wasn't rude or anything, but she looked at me like, you were doing so well until that last thing, which is
Didn't
also
stick
like
the landing there.
Which is like, I just let it weigh on me, because even my mom then jumped in and was like I think she put her hand over my mouth or something. Like, but I'm like, why was this my job? I don't even know this kid.
Yeah, why is the bedside manner on me? I don't work here.
I was low-key furious about it, because I was just like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird to put that on you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was horrible. I still think about it sometimes. Anytime I see like a little kid cry in public, I'm like, oh, I did that once. Like, I made that happen to someone.
I one time they were trying to get, I don't remember if it was like a checkup or if I was sick with something. They were doing blood work. I don't remember exactly why I was there. Oh, I think I had like strep throat or something. I think I was pretty sick. Mm-hmm. And so they had to take a blood sample, but I was so dehydrated they couldn't get enough blood out of me. They couldn't, so they had to stick me like 8 times. They had to do like several times in both arms, and then they had to go. They had to go to the veins in my hand. He took his headphones out.
No, thank you.
I'm done.
Ooh.
Yeah. Took me a long time to come back from that. I had a grudge against doctors for a while.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
That's real messed up.
You gotta stay hydrated, kids. That's the lesson there.
One time, when I was at the doctor, I was still like relatively young, but I wasn't little anymore. I was maybe like early teens. And it's just funny because when you're a young teenager, you're getting to see older teenagers which feel like grown-ups to you, and then younger kids which feel like itty-bitty children to you, right? So like you actually, I don't know how to describe this exactly, but when you were like 13 and 14, you have this feeling in life that you actually don't have again until your 20s, where when you're in your 20s, people in their 30s seem like real adults to you, and then anyone younger than you seems like a little kid to you.
Yeah,
like all over again, which is crazy. Because
that's a good point.
You feel that when you're like early teens, you're like, I'm not a baby, give me some responsibility, or like, don't talk to me like that, I'm not a little kid. But then you see like someone who can vote or drink, and you're like, wow, they're like a grown up. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And then you're 22, and you're like, I can vote, I can drink, don't come at me like that. And then you see someone who has their own apartment, and you're like, wow, you're a real grown up. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And I remember I went to the doctor's office. I was like 13, 14, and this little kid was wilding so hard, okay, that I think they needed to give him a shot or something, and the door to the office wasn't all the way closed. So as I'm passing by, I see them like struggling with this kid. And right as the doctor was like about to give him the shot, the kid wiggled just right and got a foot loose from the nurse, and like not even intentionally, but kicked the doctor right in the balls.
Occupational hazard, man.
And so he stumbled back, and I'm pretty sure he gave himself the shot, because the way he had to grab his balls after he got hit, he still had the syringe in his hand. So that dude got kicked in the balls and a shot of penicillin at the same time.
Well, you know. God damn.
Yeah. I hate it so much going to the doctor. I would like, I think I even told my mom one time, I was like, just let me be sick. Like,
just let me be sick.
Like we really don't need to be wasting the money. Like, I'm not that sick, you know?
Right.
Just come on, just let me sniffle it out. Like, don't do this, because you're gonna ruin my whole day.
Yeah,
because it always became it always took up your entire day, because you got there, you had to wait even though you had an appointment, and then you had to go pick up the prescription, which was never like on time.
Right.
Because the doctor would tell you like, oh yeah, this usually takes 30 minutes to fill, so you can probably leave right from here. We're gonna put it in now, and you can just go there and it should be ready. And that never happened, because they don't work at the pharmacy, so they don't always know what they're talking about. So then you get to the pharmacy and they just have the attitude of like, why would it be ready? Like, who are you?
Yeah. You someone important in this town?
Yeah.
Why would I have this ready for you?
No, it doesn't make any sense. Why would this be ready?
Yeah.
And then,
and I hated going to the doctor too. I softened on the doctor as I got older, because I had to start going to the orthodontist because I had braces. And those were always long appointments, always annoying. And then like even you going for the routine ones, you're getting like the rubber bands replaced, like you're getting your braces like tightened and stuff, which was just an infuriating experience. And anyone who had braces knows like it's an uncomfortable experience. Even at its smoothest, there's still just a guy in your mouth for a while, like basically punching you in the teeth with a little rubber band pliers thing. So that became, for some reason, then the doctor, I got less worried about going to the doctor because I'm like, well, at least I'm just not in the chair, just having the ka-junk in my face all day.
I always wanted braces and I never got them. So I never really.
You wanted them?
Yeah. I was very worried that my teeth were starting to be crooked when I was early teens. And luckily they didn't. Luckily it never happened. But I remember I went to the dentist one time and they were like, oh yeah, your back. It was like something in the back of my mouth where they were like, it's starting to curve a little. So we'll want to watch out for that. And I was just like, do I need braces or something? My dentist, this is wild. I don't know if this makes him like an honest man or if he was just this nonchalant because he didn't care. But I asked him if I needed braces and he was like, couldn't hurt.
I mean,
and I get what he meant, but I was just like,
right.
I asked you a yes or no question based off something you just told me.
Yeah. Yeah, we eventually had to just tell the orthodontist to take them off because I had them on for too long. And so have I not told you this before? I swear we've talked about this before.
Maybe we talked. I don't remember you telling me this.
Okay, because you're supposed to have braces on average for 3 years at most. You want 2 to 3 years is ideal, unless your teeth are really fucked up. And mine were pretty fucked up. I had pretty fucked up teeth because I had to have. I mean, I had to have dental surgery when I was 11 or 12 because I had teeth coming in under other. I had extra teeth in my head just coming in at wild angles and underneath. I had one that was coming in underneath some of my bottom teeth. There was one coming in sideways. Just my teeth. I had a bunch coming in just all wrong.
Your teeth were weeds.
Kinda. So they had to do surgery just to get some, because if some of those would have come in, it would have just completely messed up any of my teeth. So we basically had to have surgery for them to go and take out the extra teeth. I just had too many teeth in my head.
This is insane. We've definitely never talked about this. You never said these words to me, or else I would have remembered it. This is insane.
But so I had to have surgery. I had dental surgery when I was
coming into my head.
Coming in my head and coming in wrong. It wasn't just that there was too many. They were also doing teeth wrong. But so I had to have surgery to get teeth removed. That was my first time dealing with anesthetic and stuff like that. That was a trip.
I wonder if teeth talk. I wonder if teeth are just
excuse me, this is the direction you're taking this?
Yeah, I wonder if teeth are hey, you got to get in this mouth because this mouth be eating all the good stuff. This is the place to be. And so then more teeth try to join the party, and then it becomes that house party where you're like, how do I know you? You don't need to leave. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
They also, I can't believe they told me this because again, I'm 11.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they got to tell the risks, but tell my parents, don't tell me. I'm a kid. What am I going to do except for freak out? But they straight up told me that one of the teeth they were taking out was next to an artery. And they're like, yeah, if we hit that, that'll be really bad. And I'm like, why would you, even as a kid, I was like, why tell me that? I can't do anything. There's no papers for me to sign. I'm 11. What are you doing? But it was fine. But then I had to get braces and to sort out the remaining teeth.
Yeah, they just to fence them up to put them in line. No more parties. Yeah. Fun's over. Okay.
and braces really helped. Made my teeth way better because I had some my back teeth weren't touching right. My mouth was messed up as a little kid. I don't really remember it, but when I think of the reason why I had the surgery, man, my teeth must have been screwed.
I just think about your teeth clapping.
I think I had teeth coming in behind other teeth on
that's
one
what
of my
I mean.
rows.
It's your teeth were trying to take a family photo. And
trying to find their window.
They were it
was like I had 2 sets of adult teeth coming in. Like I just, because these were all my adult teeth coming in. These weren't baby teeth still.
Okay, this is the darkest scenario. You may need to cut this.
Okay.
Do you know?
Yeah.
If maybe.
Yeah.
You're a twin. Because maybe you ever hear about those people? You ever hear about those people that absorb their twin?
That's why I have extra teeth.
I think that might have been your twin trying to bite your mouth.
Is that I absorbed a twin? It's possible. They're twins on both sides of my family.
Yeah, I think that maybe you're a twin, and
they're supposed to be 4 Nielsen boys, but
trying to bite. You know what I mean? Like was trying to hey, I'm here too.
Listen, I've always been a performer. I don't like to share the spotlight. So.
Yeah. So you went ahead and sucked up all the nutrients.
Give me them teeth. No, but then I had braces for like 4 years, and it got to the point to where they were then, because like I still don't have the gaps in my top and bottom rows of teeth. The gaps don't line up perfectly, and that was like the last thing the orthodontist was working on. But how he wanted me to do that. And I think I've talked about this before on the show, but he wanted me to have a rubber band that ran diagonal across my mouth. So it went from this tooth up here to over here, and so I just couldn't like really talk, and you couldn't eat. I mean, you'd have to take it out and whatever, but they just wanted me to be having a rubber band just across my mouth at all times, which just felt weird because then it's just pulling your jaw over. And then eventually we literally just went to the orthodontist, and my mom was like, okay, listen, where we started and where we're at now, way better. Because before, this kid's mouth was fucked. So let's just call it a game. Let's quit while we're ahead, and let's take this sucker off. Because braces are expensive too. And we had them on for like an extra year than we needed.
And I understand that braces are expensive, so I'm not asking this question in like a sarcastic way. But you get the braces, you can't you can't rent them or anything, right? So like once you have them on, they're yours, right? Like, does it cost more to have them on longer than a shorter amount of time?
The upkeep to go and have them, because you have to get them tightened all the time. You have to replace the rubber bands. I mean, now I think braces, even just in the time since I've had them, have gotten way more simpler, but because they glue them onto your teeth and stuff too. So the way they take them off is they just break them.
I heard that. I heard about
they just
that.
That was an uncomfortable experience. They just go in and they just basically twist them all and just pop them off your teeth, which seems like, I don't know, seems like a real goal line stand by the teeth at that. You know what I mean?
How's the glue fare? How's the glue fare when they pop them off? Just
snaps. Just cracks off like the way they do it. I think they did something to like weaken it, but then they just have to like pop them all off because I had all the old metal brackets. Like now I think kids have them slightly different. Mm-hmm. My dad, when he was a kid, that was when they used to have to individually put a metal thing around every tooth.
I remember when I was in high school, I think I only ever met 2 kids who had headgear because headgear was going out of style. Like we finally advanced past headgear.
Yeah. They kind of learned how to do it in mouth.
But it's so funny to think that they used to be like, there's no way to fix your teeth without the back of your head having something to do with it. Like if we want to fix this tooth, we're gonna have to start from the hairline down. All right. You know, because the way that we used to do things is not as good as we do them now, which is why I asked that question about keeping records, okay? I feel like the records can't possibly have been as good back then as they are now.
I will admit they have probably gotten better. But there's some things that we just wrote down. I don't know. Mm-hmm. You want to open the mailbag?
Let's open the mailbag.
Let's get out of here. Let's read a couple of reviews on Apple Podcasts. The title of this one is by John Deere Spoker Model D, and the title is "The Battle of Situational is on the Line." I have never, all caps, I have never had a continuous smirk on my face in a long time. To be able to determine who could have captured my heart, I need to see Joshy perform in person. I pride myself as an aficionado of comedy contact sport. I propose... I propose a cage match between Paula Poundstone and Josh Johnson. Porsche gliders or cats must be prohibited in order to guarantee a fair fight. What's a Porsche glider?
I don't know.
Is that one of those like hang gliders you like sit in?
I think maybe.
Oh, it sounds racist.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great.
To guarantee a fair fight. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna look it up. I just want to see what that is. Oh, it's just a porch swing.
Oh,
I forget.
Okay.
But the ones, not the ones that like hang from the ceiling, but the ones that just have the like kind of rocking chair.
I'm with
motion.
you. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize people called those
Gliders. Yeah.
I guess. Now, one, love the idea of you fighting Paula Poundstone. Nothing against her, but what an event that would be. I'd pay yeah, I'd pay DirecTV money for that. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how the porch swing or the cats come into play, but they also must be prohibited. So for some reason, these two things aren't allowed.
I mean, this person clearly thinks I would break a porch glider over Paula Poundstone's head.
Hitting her and her cats. Interesting. Thank you for that comment, John Deere Spoker Model D. And then this one here, this is from, they've listed their name as I Choose Privacy, which is great because then in the review, they immediately say their name.
That's fantastic.
I Choose Privacy. And the title of this 5-star review is Episode Idea. Hey, y'all, my name is Emma, and I love the show. Anyway, you should do an episode on Karens.
Karens, okay.
Okay. We'll put that in the bag. We may have to look up some.
I feel like there's plenty of fodder there.
Oh, yeah. I think there's plenty of stories we can find on that situation.
Yeah.
So I choose privacy. Hey, my name's Emma. I love that turn of events.
Mm-hmm. Thank you all so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, where we're going to be posting clips of the show. And if you are looking for Logan,
you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. If you want to get into our mailbag, there's 2 ways to do it. You can send us an email, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com, or you can do like those people there and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. And then coming up this Saturday, there are 2 things happening. One, there is our last virtual live show of the year. So ticket link will be down below. I believe that's 6 p.m. Eastern time over Zoom. They've been really fun to do all year. So come join us for the I was about to say kickoff, but send-off of 2022. And then also, speaking of the send-off of 2022, this Saturday, I will close the submissions for the best of 2022 episodes. I'm going to close that this Saturday evening, 11:59 p.m., I guess probably Central Time, because that's when it is for me. But so if you still want to get in your choices of your favorite episodes and your favorite moments of the year, you have until the Saturday after this episode comes out to submit them. We've already got some suggestions and some episodes I'd forgotten about being submitted as favorites, which I'm excited about. It's going to be fun to go through those clips. So we'll be making those episodes, probably after Saturday.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, thank you all so much. I hope you have a great rest of the day and an incredible weekend.
Take care.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. Hit the bell notification because apparently it's the only way YouTube will tell you that something happened. And just tell a friend. That's the biggest thing you could do. Just tell one person in your life that you like, maybe you don't like, that this video happened to you.
We release the podcast every Thursday on all the podcast apps, so you should find us there and subscribe on those and comment and leave reviews and whatever on all of them. And also, if you want bonus stuff, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have bonus podcasts and videos and stuff there, and we'd love to see you.
It still sort of blows my mind. I can't believe it, if I'm being honest. I can't believe that they agreed to do it. Like, both of them agreed to. Like, Trump and Biden are going to debate. They both agreed to debate. This was crazy about them debating. We know how we feel. Like, it's weird that both of them were like, you know what'll do it? You know what'll lock it up? If I talk one more time. That's what the people want, you know what I mean? They want to see me at the booth. That's what. No, it feels crazy. There will be, I can only tell you this. It's months away, I'm sure. But whenever it happens, the only loser will be us. We will. Both those dudes are gonna talk and interrupt. It's gonna be a hell show, and then everyone's gonna walk away like their dude won. And I do my best to be honest with you and be honest with myself. It does make me nervous, and I think everybody's nervous. I think all parties involved are nervous. You know, I'm nervous for Biden to debate because I'm nervous when Biden talks. Don't be like that, you know. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is the best way I can relate it. Because Biden starts sentences ambitious. The way I relate to how Biden talks is, when I first moved to Chicago, right? I didn't have much, and I moved. And I really wanted to clear my head because I was overwhelmed with the move, right? And I was like young, but I was still scared. I didn't feel like I knew enough people to really have like a support system or anything. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna learn the area. I'm just gonna go for a walk, and without my phone. I don't want to be in my phone. I want to learn the neighborhood. I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna clear my head. So then I left my phone at the apartment, and I just went for a walk, and it felt good. It felt genuinely great to just not have people texting me, not be getting notifications on my phone, not get distracted from anything by my phone, and just look at what a beautiful city I had just moved to. And the weather was nice. Y'all would have appreciated it. It was very sunny. All the white people were smiling at me. It was, you know, black people too, but just there's a certain, I don't know. And, you know, after a while, you know, 10, 20 minutes, I don't know, I didn't have my phone. So I don't know how much time had passed, but I got to the point where I was like, all right, I'm feeling good, I feel better, let's go back. And I turned around and I was like, uh-oh. Because I just moved to a new city, and I knew my address, but I didn't know much else. I don't know how many lefts I took. Like, I was just sort of following the sunlight. I was letting them lead me. And then, you know, now I'm like, uh-oh. And so it took quite a while. It took a much longer walk than I anticipated for me to get back home. And that's what every sentence Biden says feels like. It feels like... Because you can see when he start, he ready. When those first two words in, it's like when somebody try to run and they can't really run. Because it's like he start off hard, and then by the middle, you can see in his eyes, he's like, oh, where was I? And then by the end of the sentence, he's like, I think I stuck it. You know, so I'm nervous for Biden to talk, and I know Trump's team is nervous for him to talk, not just because this debate is going to have certain stipulations, like they're going to cut his mic if he goes over time. There's all this stuff. I think that genuinely Trump's team is like, he's finally going to say it. We've managed to go 9 years without him saying it, but he gonna slip. He gonna say it. I don't think it'll even be in like reference to black people. He just gonna say it. But he gonna be talking about fruit or something, like even racist people will be like, huh. That's not how I use it. He's so creative. I will say, you know, people go on and on about Trump being racist. That man is way more weird than he is racist. Trump's racism is like here. His weirdness is top notch. Cause like I gotta watch a lot of the news. For work, I have to watch a ton of news. I have to watch not everything because it's not humanly possible, but I have to watch things over again. I have to go back. I've watched so many of his rallies, right? I've watched a ton of rallies. And he has a thing at his rallies where it feels like a wrestling match. I can understand why people enjoy going. I do. I get it. Because it's politics for sport. Like, you know when to boo, you know when to cheer. It's theater, right? And he is good at it. We'd be delusional to pretend that he's not good at it, right? But every once in a while, even he won't know what should be next. Like I was watching this rally where I think he was going on like immigration, then he was going on like finances and Wall Street and stuff, and then out of nowhere he just started talking about the water pressure in America. And you could tell people who had just been cheering were like, I guess. Nah, I mean, he's not wrong. I have felt that too. Like, I felt like this man was railing about immigration, and out of nowhere, he's like, there's no like the shower don't hit. The toilets don't flush when you want them to flush. It take 3 flushes. This man literally was like, it take 3 flushes. What are we doing, people? The washing machine doesn't get the stains out. Like, it really was like this political thing that quickly turned into like how his day was going. And honestly, it's the most relatable he's ever been to me. Because I was like, nah, he not wrong. Sometimes when you at a hotel, it does drip on you. And you're like, nah, I need power. I need that masseuse setting in the shower. Yeah. This has bothered me for a long time, and I know nobody cares because it's like barely topical anymore, but there's a case against Trump, one of many, right? There's a case against Trump with the classified documents. Now, a lot of people say that it's going to get thrown out. A lot of these are probably going to get thrown out, right? But the classified documents case, I don't have proof. I like to think I'm not like a conspiracy theorist or anything, but for real, I don't have proof. So what I'm telling you is me just talking to y'all because we're friends, okay? So I'm just telling you what I think. I'm not telling you that like the prosecutor can even pull him up on this. I'm just saying that this is what I think, right? So the classified document, he basically, in case you don't know, took a lot of documents with him when he left the White House, right? And they went to Mar-a-Lago and retrieved a bunch of them. And they were in all sorts of different rooms. Like they were in the closet. Some of them were in the bathroom. There's all this stuff like that. Now, the speech that he gave, the rally he gave that I was talking about before, was towards the end of his presidency. And I think this is what I think happened. He started bringing up the water pressure. I'm pretty sure he tried to flush documents that day. Before the rally, like they were like, Mr. President, we have to go. Like we have to go. We're going to be late. And he's like, he read something that didn't seem good. Everybody jokes he can't read. The man can read. He probably read it and was like, this one. And then he flushing, and because it's printer paper, it doesn't go down like toilet tissue. So then after the third flush, it's not going down. He's like, this country is doomed. All right, this should have been gone down. And so then when they went to Mar-a-Lago and there were all the documents stocked up to the ceiling in the bathroom, people were like, why were there documents in the bathroom? I think that those were unflushed documents. I think that... I don't have any proof of what I'm saying. Take it all with a grain of salt. We're here to have fun. But no, I do think Trump's team is a bit nervous because the agreement for the debate had like very specific stipulations that like some people saying were fair, some people were saying were deeply unfair and everything. But a lot of it just doesn't play to what Trump is good at. You know what I mean? Trump is good with a crowd, and they didn't want to have a crowd, stuff like that. And I don't know. As much as I, pick on Biden about talking, Trump has his stuff too. Like, I remember that time he tried to say origins. In case you haven't seen the clip, it's phenomenal. Basically, it's rough, because I'm not even kidding, I'm being real with y'all for a second. I did feel bad for him in that moment, because you can tell he know the word. You can tell he's trying to say he's trying to say origins, and he keeps saying oranges. But he doesn't mean to. It's like when you keep texting the same auto-corrected word and you don't mean to, you know what I mean? Like your friend texts you something crazy and you try to text back like, fuck, and then you end up texting back duck, and then you text duck again. And then you text duck one more time. And then you get upset, so you just text damn it. Like, that's... Because he knew the word. He really did. He was like, the oranges of it. And you can tell he got a little embarrassed because he know he on TV and everything, and so he tries to back up. He's like, the oranges. The oranges. It was like watching somebody with their phone but in his mouth. He was like, and I was also like, he need to tell his mouth to act right, because I can tell his brain knows the word, because he kept saying oranges. He's like, the oranges, the beginnings. Where it starts, the oranges, the one thing I wish we would have got more of, because it was spectacular to watch, was a real, Trump versus DeSantis. We didn't really get it, you know what I mean? Like Trump just started smoking him off his swag, and then DeSantis dropped out. But I want them to go. I want them to debate. That's what I want to see. That's what the world needs. Those two debating, getting at it, and not about policy or anything, because honestly, they both have shots for each other that would go harder than Kendrick and Drake. Like, Trump and DeSantis in a debate, all Trump has to do is, do his thing. I'm the president you love, and whatever. And then DeSantis can just be like, well, I served in the military. Where were you? There was one roast that Trump got in on DeSantis that was particularly spectacular. It was fire, right? Because everybody was making fun of DeSantis for wearing heels, because we couldn't tell if he was wearing heels or not, because he always was like, his height is weird. There's pictures where he's next to people and he's taller than them, and then there's pictures where he's next to other people who are the same height as the other people he was taller than, and he's the same height as them. So people were like, he's wearing platform shoes, he's got to be. And then Trump, ooh, it was cold. It's one of the coldest things I've seen him do in a long time. So Trump was explaining the shoes out of nowhere at a rally for no reason. Nobody said anything. He was talking about infrastructure. He was talking about how bad Biden is. And then out of nowhere, he was like, and have you seen DeSantis' shoes? They're weird. When he said they're weird, I paused, and I went and popped some popcorn, because I was like, he's about to light him up. And then This clip did not get passed around as much as it should have, but basically he was describing the shoe, and he was like, you can't tell it's a platform shoe because it's a heel inside. Like, Trump has trouble with the word origins, but he roasted this man so articulately. Like, just... He was like, no, there's a platform within the shoe, so it looks flat at the bottom, but up top, you know, he's on his tiptoes, and you can tell when he walks, I'm not even kidding, Trump did this, you can tell when he walks because he goes like this. Wow. Wow. That's my main thing with the debate, too. Biden versus Trump debating. Again, we didn't get anything out of the last one that they did, you know what I mean? And I just think, okay, I do think it would be funny if, remember, we're here to have fun. It would be funny to be cool. It would be funny to me if during the debate, one of them died. Like, that was, like, that's... I see some of y'all, no. We're here to have fun. We're here to have fun. Don't do that. No. Cut it out. You know that it is, because these are very old men. They're both so old, they both used to be president. Like, yes. Do you know how old you have to be to used to be? The job you don't get until you're 70? That would be very funny if mid-debate one of them just tip and die. And then the other one's like, I rest my case.
Put your hands together, start clapping right now for the incomparable JJS!
I've had quite a week still trying to distill all of my thoughts and feelings around the presidential debate. Okay. I live in New York, and in New York there are a lot of parks, and in some of those parks you'll see, it's like an iconic thing about New York, that there'll be somebody playing chess in the park, right? And sometimes they're just two old men playing chess or checkers. Sometimes it's somebody that's like, hey, I'll play anybody, I'm practicing for a tournament. And a lot of times it's somebody who's playing chess, but they're playing for like money. Like, you put 5 down, I bet you can't beat me, and I'll put 5 down, and we'll see. And then, you know, speed chess as well. They got the clock next to them, bow, bow, right? And I've played before, and I'm not good at chess. And it's crazy how fast you can lose. Sometimes I'll be playing chess in the park, and he'll be like, checkmate, but it sounds like there's no way. Then I'll grab, I have a chess book, and I'll look at the board and look at the book. Like, damn, okay. That wasn't that many moves. I don't know what else I was supposed to do. You know? And I don't know, I feel like watching the election and watching the debate felt a lot like that. It felt like bad chess moves. We've watched a lot of debates that Trump has been in, and we've gone 2 for 2 this year with having remarkably historic debates, both of which were like, whew. You know what I mean? Like, you get done and you're like, Felt like I was up there. And there was a moment in the first debate that was echoed in this debate. There was a moment back when Trump was debating Biden, and I've talked about it before, where there's a second there where Trump looked at Biden, and for a split second, he wasn't trying to be president. He wasn't even trying to debate. He was literally like, hey, he good? Like, no, y'all, stop. Is he good though? It was a different tactic than we've ever seen before from Kamala debating Trump, because she debated him the way that I think a lot of us might debate him. You know? I'm not gonna speak for anybody in here, anybody listening to me. I don't know if you're like a political analyst. I don't know how involved you are with politics, but she debated him the way that I think we debate him sometimes in our heads, which is to be like, what did you just... Because most politicians are not... Hear me out. Most politicians don't behave like people. And when I say that, I want you to understand, I mean, maybe they care about people, maybe they care about getting something good done, maybe they care about forwarding their agenda, but they don't react to things, and they don't behave like people, like just regular people. It's why they feel fake. It's because they can't just be like, oh, shit. You see, man? Do you see what I mean? And it's why people from 2015 on have gravitated towards Trump, because he feels like they would react. Like he will say, oh, shit. But then you look at someone like Kamala, and she's a very polished person, very accomplished person. But in that debate, she was having moments that for the first time ever felt like moments that we might have up there. Does that make sense? Like when Trump would debate other Republicans leading up to the nomination, or when Trump would debate Hillary or Biden, there was a sense of like, wait, are you not going to say anything about the thing that he just said just now? Why are you staring forward, acting like what you heard wasn't wrong? Why are you like looking to the moderators to fact check? There's nothing more exhausting than when someone who could be a good player is looking at the ref to be like, help! You know what I mean? You say he's lying right now. Like he just lied now, so say it now. Don't later be like, and then they didn't even help. Do you see what I mean? We've watched it happen. We've watched, he was in those debates. Republicans did not know what to do with this man. He was over there telling Ted Cruz to his face, your wife is ugly. And because Ted Cruz doesn't move like a person, doesn't react like a person, he didn't slap him in his face in that moment. No, Trump has shown that the American people were ready and willing for someone unorthodox. You know how much he would have surged in the polls if he had walked over from his podium and was like, what? And then slapped Trump in his face. I know at least his wife would have liked it. You know? I don't even remember what he said about Marco Rubio. I just remember Marco Rubio looking littler and littler every day. Marco Rubio started showing up. I was like, is he 4'8"? Nobody knew what to do. Journalists didn't know what to do. Journalists were like, but you can't say that about the press. But he did it. What are you going to do? You know? And so now you watch this debate with Kamala, and we've all heard it and probably said it ourselves, that she baited him a lot, but he bit every time. And this is my thing with that, is that decorum aside, don't you want someone representing you that could maybe let something slide? You know, it's got to be tough to be in the public eye. It's got to be tough to be and feel slighted all the time by lots of people that you meet that you don't know and they hate you. But also, you're here to do a job. You're here to do a job on the highest level. So a lot of people won't like you. No matter who wins as president, there will be people who are very upset. Do you really want someone who could be so easily irked? Kamala said, nobody. Kamala said that people leave his rallies early out of boredom and maybe confusion. I don't remember the other thing she said, but she said people were leaving early. And this is what's so interesting about that. We can talk about how much it's warranted or how much of it he egged on or whatever, but there has not been in a very long time a political figure that is as hated as Trump by a lot of people. So a lot of people have said every type of thing about him. A lot of people have drawn him. Do you know how much you gotta hate somebody to draw them? A lot of people, drawings take time. It's one thing to curse somebody out real quick. It's a totally different thing to No, wait, I'm getting his ass. I'm gonna take a break, but when I get back, he about to get it, all right? So all manner of things have been said to and about him, about himself, about his family, about how he behaves, about how he actually feels, about Americans in America, all of it. But this thing hadn't been said. And it turns out that this was the thing to say. This was the thing. If you're talking about feelings, this was the thing. And look, as someone raised by black women, don't. Black women know how to hurt feelings. Only a black woman would be like, no, go to his little rally and see him. That's how confident she was in what she was saying, that she told us to go. She was like, look, I'm gonna do something I wouldn't normally do. Go ahead and go. You'll leave early, don't worry. That was the thing. That was the thing. And you could see it happen. You could see it, on his face, you could see it happen. This dude who has held the highest office has been called a traitor. He's been called a Russian asset. He's been called all manner of things. But this was the thing. And it's because deep down at his core, even his supporters will admit that deep down at the base of who he is, Trump is an entertainer. And all I'm saying is, as a fellow entertainer, if someone had said, Josh, people leave your shows early. Out of boredom and confusion, I'd be like, oh, okay, we fighting, say less. This was the thing. That was the thing that like broke through this weird armor, because I've noticed that Trump specifically has a thing that has always kind of existed in politics, but has never existed to this degree, right? Where Trump has a filter created by his base, by the people who like him, love him, and everything, that he can say whatever he wants, but they will distill it for him for the rest of us. He'll say whatever, and then they will be like, what he meant was... But what he meant shouldn't have been what he said. Because he said this, and you're saying he meant something else, but he also had access to the words you just said. So are you sure he meant what you're saying and not what he said? I'd like to think that when you say something as the commander-in-chief, you mean what you said when you said it. You didn't say something being like, they'll figure it out. And because he has that filter, because that sort of buffer exists between him and like sound arguments and logic, I don't even mean that as like a diss. I literally mean he could say something and then it could spin out past something that he meant for real, right? Because, as an example, that's like Trump's vaccine. I know we forget that, and I've talked about it before, but that's like, as far as presidents go, as far as you getting credit for the things you do while you're president, that's Trump's vaccine. But when he tried to say, guys, we did it, we have a vaccine, and his audience booed, he realized what it's like. Oh, I don't necessarily control what goes out, even though I said it. I said you should get vaccinated, and then they booed me. So clearly, it's not like a one-to-one. What I say is not, it won't be exactly what they do. So now I'm also trying to figure out how to like keep them on my side, but win them over, but lead them. I think in that moment you saw him get really worried and confused, and he immediately backtracked. He was like, or don't. And I said all of that to say that the screen, the buffer, the thing that he usually has, I'm not saying he lost it for good in this debate, but he did lose it a little bit. Because I grew up in Louisiana, and I know people who are like hardcore in the MAGA movement, like people who are like, no, Trump is the guy, he is gonna fix everything, right? I've grown up with these people, and we know each other well, and this was the first time that they were like, that wasn't great. Because even in debates against Hillary, they were like, no, okay, he said the thing, and I know it's a good soundbite for you liberals, but like, this is what he meant. And the thing that they're saying he meant, which is what they heard, which is what they decided to hear, is a reasonable thing when they start saying it from their mouths. So now I'm like, oh, okay, if that's what you think, that's what he said, then I can see why you're still like really gung-ho while I'm more put off by what he said, you know? But this was the first time that there was almost like a shared language. There was like a shared reality around like, what's happening to him right now? And he started to spiral, and he said, hey, look, they asked him a question. I can't remember if it was about immigration or the economy, but they asked him a question that should have been a layup for him. And he was still like, can I address the rallies for a second?
Which, as a fellow entertainer, I understand. If someone had said that to me, I would have also been like, hey, listen, let me explain, all right? It was a Friday late show. They were tired, okay? You can't put that on me. And he said, can I address the rallies real quick? Because people don't go to her rallies, all right? They don't go to her rallies at all. The people that go to her rallies, she got to bust them in, and then they don't even have fun while they're there. She doesn't have any snacks. Now I'm paraphrasing, but like... But he did. He hit back with like rallies. They asked him underhanded. Should have knocked it out of the park, and he got distracted by rallies and crowd size and things that make sense as a priority if you're an entertainer. But if you're about to be the leader of the free world, they shouldn't matter as much. You know? And you could see him kind of spiraling after that because he was a little frustrated by like this thing that broke through. Then that never happens. Trump is a very hard person to debate because people like him are very hard to debate because they're not trying to have a debate with you. They're trying to make you look dumb. And because Trump is like very good at making other people look dumb, he's very good at debating. You see what I mean? But this was the first time that he was like, what is she talking about? My crowd. And so, you know, he had a bit of a spiral. And before you know it, he was like, look, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the dogs, they're eating cats, they're eating, and you could tell in that moment that Trump wanted to say another animal, but he couldn't think of one. Because he says pets, but pets is off rhythm. If you go back and watch, it's like they're eating the dogs, they're eating cats, they're eating... And you can see for a split second the wheels turn of, he's like trying to think of, they're eating the bird. No, we all eat birds. They're eating the pets. You know? And then, you know, Kamala does a thing, and it's a thing that we've done when we've been watching debates, when we've been watching rallies, when we've been watching them on the news. She does a thing that we've done before, that a lot of other politicians have not done on stage with Trump. She laughed at him. And I think there's context to that laugh, because I'm not trying to get too, like, I don't know, like too much of a deep dive into it, but like there's context with that laugh, because she's not laughing at him, she's laughing at what he said. And that's really different. It's one thing to say Trump is a joke and Trump is a joke, and you could make the argument that the reason Trump became president was because Obama made him a joke. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Obama made fun of this man and he just sat there quiet, you know? And then years later, he was like, peaceful transition of power, huh? There's a big difference between laughing at Trump and laughing at what he said. You can think that Trump is a joke all you want, but he laughed his way to the presidency. But then when you laugh at what he says, when you take the power out of what he's saying, that's a very different thing. You know? She laughed at what he said for a second. And then there was a second, it was very slight, but there was a second where she was still smiling, but she wasn't laughing. And then there was a second where she wasn't smiling and she wasn't laughing, and it was reminiscent of like, yo. Yo. No. Wait, y'all. You know? And that's my thing, is I'm like, I look at that, I'm like, wow, that's different, you know? It's very, very different. And the thing I've noticed in both these debates is that they're not even about who did well. They're just about who did the least poorly. That's what we get stuck on. Like, it wasn't even, last debate wasn't even about Trump performing well, it was about Biden crashing out. And then this debate wasn't as much about Kamala winning as much as Trump. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cat. They're eating flamingos. They're eating the pets. No. And it was the first time in all the times that he's debated that Trump looked 78. Because he's 78. And he's got a lot of energy, so we let a lot of those years slide. We don't feel like he's 78. You know what I mean? Like I've known grandpas like Trump. I've known grandpas that were like, oh, he's got so much energy and he's so spry. And he's eating a lot of fast food. But he's 78. You know what I mean? But I guess this is one of my main things about it, is that, like, it was the first time I saw him look out of his element on a really important moment. You know? And I don't want people to think that this is like, that's it. That's all that needed. Not at all. It's harrowing how little it actually moves the needle. Almost everyone feels the way they felt before, even after we saw what we saw. And we agree that it didn't go well for one person. But we're still like, nah, I'm still gonna go the way I was gonna go. That's interesting, you know, that after all of this, they're like tied. Wow, they're tied. In lots of places, they're tied. It's not even like it's working out to be a tie because all this place and all this. No, in a lot of places, they watch that and they were like, I don't know. That's pretty wild, you know? The first time he really looked 78, because it was the first time he said something that, like, a grandpa would say right before you put him in a home. You know what I mean? Because be honest, if you let a lot of stuff slide as like a child or grandchild, and then grandpa been living by himself, but if one day out of nowhere, and you haven't seen where he saw this on the internet, he just walks up and he's like, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cat. You're like, okay, that's the last straw. I let you put the remote in the mailbox several times. But this is the one that I can't abide. This is, because it really has consequence. And I think that we live well enough here, even though I'm not even pretending things are just phenomenal. I'm just saying, day to day, by and large, we do get by. And I think that when you get by, especially comfortably, it can feel like a game. You know, it can feel like something that doesn't matter as much. You know, and it can feel like something that you're just playing at. And I think that, you know, it's important to remember that all the things that these people say, these are very powerful people already, and one of them is going to become even more powerful. Everything that they say, everything they do has ripple effects. You know, they're eating the dogs. they're eating the cats. It's like a meme. It's like a thing that's starting up. But it's also, which is very, very important, because we did a thing back in 2014, and we've done it ever since, that I don't know how to fix it. I'm just saying what happened from 2014 on. Anyone online that was even all the way from like crazy people down to people who were slightly conservative, right? From 2014 on, were just called Nazis outright, right? Anything, and even a question, oh, you Nazi, right? To the point where Nazi started to not mean anything. And when it doesn't mean anything, it's hard to make it mean something when like an actual Nazi shows up, right? And I want to be clear here. The thing that Trump said, it is a lie started by a neo-Nazi. I don't care how many people on Twitter try to find something to make it make sense after the fact. It's a thing that a guy said at a community meeting where he was specifically targeting the Haitian community, and he said that we will not be safe the more Haitians we let into it. That's also the other part of the soundbite. Outside of the dogs and cats, this dude was specifically saying, and he gets kicked out of the community meeting. That part also didn't make it into the viral clip, right? And so when people are saying, well, I saw, and they have these fourth-hand accounts of like my brother's, sister's, uncle's girlfriend has a cat that's missing. And they try to put stuff together. There's even a video going around of some people cooking a cat that's from a year ago and not in Springfield, and then that became like evidence. There's another picture of a guy that was walking with two geese that they said he was on his way to go cook, when actually it was found out that this dude was pulling these geese away from a car accident where they got hit, and that he's probably not Haitian. But even so, death threats, bomb threats, all of this horrible, horrific stuff has been happening to the Haitian community, to the point where apparently, maybe this isn't true, but apparently even the person in the Facebook group that first posted about, oh, my niece's cat is missing, and thinking, she has even come out and been like, I never meant for it to turn into this. That was just a Facebook post. Maybe she was having a goof with a friend. She didn't think it would come out of the mouth of the former president in a debate where he was flailing. So all these things have real consequences. It's not a game, and we are not chess pieces, you know? And even after the debate, you know, it almost like hijacked the whole narrative of Trump losing the debate and Kamala winning it. Now it became about this weird thing with hate. And it's also already, in that little bit of time since the debate, switched into Africans, because now they were just like, oh, wait, we got it wrong. It's not Haitians, it's Africans that are eating the dogs and cats. And so now it's already shifted just to try to find some truth out of a thing that was a lie, right? And you have J.D. Vance afterwards, who, you know, pretty much probably fed that to Trump. And he's sitting there talking to Collins in an interview, talking about, okay, whether we find out that this is somewhat true or only a little bit true, was not willing to call it a lie, right? He says that, you know, we don't have evidence. This is me paraphrasing just for the sake of brevity, but basically we don't have evidence that there's no evidence. And the thing that is like so brain broken about that logic is that it creates a tidal wave of insanity until you can finally make something that you want to be true, right? Because it could ruin anybody's life. For instance, when you look at J.D. Vance, there is no evidence that there's no evidence that he didn't bang a couch. Do you see? Like, do you see how that's an unending thing? How it could ruin your life and never go away? How you can't even sit anymore? Because people see you next to a love seat and wonder? Do you see how insane that is? A lie that we know was a lie? But we'll work our way to figure out how we can make it true, you know? So just please, I mean, look, we watched the debate, and it was everything from a little bit boring at times to thrilling. We shouldn't even be debating like this anymore, to be honest with you. We've ruined the debate. The debate is too much like a chess game now, where it's like 90 seconds, 90 seconds, make your move, make your move. That's not how you solve problems. When you go back before debates were televised, the people that showed up were willing to be there for hours. And the candidates had a long time to lay out their position. So there actually wasn't as much of a chance to fully dodge questions, because they were like, what are you going to do about immigration? And you have until you figure it out. But when it's 90 seconds, you can be like, what are you going to do about immigration? Well, I believe is time up yet? They used to take forever, because that's as long as it takes to figure out a problem. And it's as long as it takes to figure out what someone's real piece on something is, you know? If you could figure out big problems in 90 seconds, we probably wouldn't have any, you know? So just watching this thing of like, and then, it feels crazy. It makes me feel crazy, because I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna work. They're not gonna make us feel like they have a plan in 90 seconds, you know? And there's too much of an opportunity to get derailed, you know? There was one point where it felt like maybe the only time in the debate where Kamala seemed a little angry. There was only one point, and I don't even remember exactly what led up to it, but she basically was talking about how Trump, which I forgot this happened, because when you live in like a 24-hour, 36-hour news cycle, everything is just sort of going, and there's no time to latch on to anything that matters, and there's no time for like real nuance of an issue. You're just going and going and going. But he did invite the Taliban to Camp David. And I remember when that happened being like, aren't they not supposed to be? The Taliban. Okay. And I remember that moment distinctly, because out of nowhere, Kamala turned to Trump and said, this. And you can tell she's trying to find a word that won't get bleeped. And I know it because she had to reset. She actually closed her eyes for a second. This. Once again, as someone who was raised by black women, anytime my mama looked at me and went, you. In her mind, she killed me. You know, in her mind, my life flashed before her eyes. She would come back. This former president. All right, that one will work. You know, she pointed out something that we all saw. We just didn't seem to remember. Maybe it wasn't that big of a deal at the time, you know. It's important to remember that we're not like just playing teams. It feels very much like teams, which I think is why so many people are like dug in, and no matter what happens, they're like, I'm not switching teams. But this is not a game, and we're not chess pieces. You know, it's very important. You register to vote. It's very important that you go vote and everything, because it's not going to be won by memes. You know, you can't like internet your way to fixing everything. You know, because I don't know. I don't know how everyone in this room feels or anyone watching feels. I just know that, like, I just want to feel comfortable with who is representing me out in the world and in front of the country. I want someone who is willing to maybe move a little bit like I would move. Maybe play chess the way I play chess. And I'm not even good at chess. You know, I just, you know, we all, everyone, no matter where you fall on party lines or anything, everybody wants somebody with a plan. And they asked him. They asked him, you want to repeal and replace Obamacare, and you say that you have a plan. We're asking right now, what is your plan and how would you enact it? And he didn't answer the first time. But when they asked again, they were like, after 9 years, what is your plan to repeal and replace Obamacare? Because I need to be clear here that, like, if something is a good idea, a really good idea, I don't care what party it comes from. If something is a smart idea, because I am not playing teams, because I don't feel like this is a game. This feels very real. The things that get said in a presidential debate that are funny, that are a joke for a little while, lead to death threats and bomb threats in real life. All of this is real. So if somebody has a plan and it's a good plan, not only will I hear it out, I might even help them try to make it happen, because it helps a lot of people and it gets us somewhere, right? And so they asked him, after 9 years trying to repeal and replace Obamacare, what is your plan? And he was like, look, I have concepts of a plan. I'm starting to feel like if he had repealed and replaced Obamacare back when he was president, not only would we not have health care, but I'm pretty sure our doctors would shoot us.
And I